welcome to my channel, and it's Top 5 Wednesday time. Now this week, obviously as Halloween is next week, it's our top 5 spooky places. Those can be settings you've seen in books or places you would like to see in books. Also, if you're not into scary things, you can use macabre settings or eerie settings. So yeah, if you're not into scary things, you can at least have a go. So I am a person who doesn't really like overly scary things. I haven't read much horror. I've read the first Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children, which I found in the horror section of Waterstones, but I didn't find that quite scary as I thought it'd be. I did try reading the Scarlet Gospels, but I got a few chapters in and that was just freaking the hell out of me. So that has been sent to Oxfam. I tend to enjoy fantasy books that are set in a bit of a eerie place, so that's what most of my books will be. So let's get started. Now, as soon as I saw this topic, the first book that came into my head was London Below, and that is Features in Neverwhere by Neil Gaiman. Now, London Below, it didn't freak me out or scare me, but it is a bit of an eerie setting. Basically, as you can guess, London Below is below London, except everything's a bit topsy-turvy. The Old Bailey is actually a guy who I believe sits on top of the Old Bailey with the pigeons, and then the Angel Islington is actually an angel. So yeah, it is a bit freaky, weird stuff happens, mice speak, and there's also these weird, kind of like assassins trying to hunt the main character, Richard Mayhew, as he tries and finds out what happens to this lady called Dawes' parents. It is really good. It is a bit, well, it's Neil Gaiman, so you know what to expect from Neil Gaiman. He's good at doing freaky, eerie things. I do want to read more of his books because I know Coraline, the movie, scares me to death. Seriously, it's a children's movie and I don't know why it scares me so much, and I really want to read that book, so if I had read that book, that would probably be on this list as well. But yeah, Neverwhere, London Below, freaky as hell, and I would say if I ended up there I would be a bit scared. The next book that came straight into my head when I heard this topic was Whitby, and that is where Dracula by Bram Stoker is set. Now, I love Whitby, and I think the main reason why I love Whitby is because of the rumour that Dracula's grave is there. But just the way Whitby is seen with the harbour and all the fog coming in and the abbey just on the cliff, it is a really spooky place in real life, but for it to be set in this time, I can't remember when it's set, but when it's talking about all the fog and the mist and the dark and the vampires in the graveyards and the abbey, it is just really freaky and it scared me, but still Whitby is probably my favourite seaside town in England. It's just so cool and so freaky at the same time. I also have to mention Whitby because I remember in primary school when I was in year 4, the teacher read a book called Room 13, which was set in an actual hotel, which is still there in Whitby. And that was about Room 13, there's no number on the door, but all these kids there are slowly getting bitten, and of course who do they find? Dracula. So basically Whitby, very scary place in real life and in fiction. The next eerie setting is Middle Earth, and that's from The Hobbit and the Lord of the Rings trilogy. Now, I would say not everywhere in Middle Earth is eerie. Obviously where the hobbits live, I can't remember the place it's called. That seems like a really nice place, but everywhere else freaks me out. You know, there's Mordor, all the other places. Yeah, I would not like to live in Middle Earth, even if I lived in the Hobbit area. Is it called Hobbiton, or am I just being stupid? Anyway, Middle Earth, I would not like to live there. Just no. I think it's also the way Tolkien describes it. You get really sucked in and you start to think that it is an actual place. But Middle Earth, even though some places are described beautifully, due to the small places there that seem really eerie, like I said, Mordor, I would just not like to go there. Just keep me away from Middle Earth, because I would be one of those people who accidentally go to Mordor because I'm lost or something. Next place is the Old City, and that's in the Alice series by Christina Henry. Now, the Old City at first I believed interpretation of London, which I'm not too sure about. I don't know whether it's a completely different place that Christina Henry has made up or whether it is her own take on London, but I would not like to live there. Basically it all seems to be set in darkness. There's these gangs, and if you see my recent review on it in my wrap up, You will know that they're quite freaky. There's the Cheshire, who deals with secrets and he's a magician. There's the Rabbit, who I believe is a guy, but for some reason he's got rabbit ears and he deals with selling women. Then there's the Walrus, who wants to become a magician, and how he does that is he rapes and eats women. And then there's also the Butterfly. He owns a whorehouse, and the things he does to women, there's a lady there, he's broken his legs and he's sewn butterfly wings onto her back. So yes, I would not like to go into the old city at all. It's the one place I want to stay the hell out of. Other than that, Alice is a really good book. It is quite freaky when you get into the details. Maybe give it a read and tell me what you think about the old city. Now the fifth and final fictional eerie place is the Forbidden Forest from Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone. Now I've picked this book just because that's where the Forbidden Forest is first introduced to us, and that's where I probably found it the most eerie. The bit where Harry, Ron, Hermione, Hagrid and Draco are taken into the Forbidden Forest for their kind of detention, and Harry sees Voldemort drinking unicorn blood. Well, technically it's Professor Quirrell. That freaked me to death, especially in the movie. Excuse me, I'm going to sneeze. Bless me. But yeah, the Forbidden Forest freaks the hell out of me. If I went to Hogwarts, I wouldn't step near it. I'm going to sneeze again. What is wrong with me? I better not be coming down with a cold. But yeah, where was I? Forbidden Forest freaks the hell out of me. Quirrell drinking unicorn blood scared me to death in the book and the film. And basically there's other stuff, you never know what's in there. You know, in Chamber of Secrets you've got, is it Aragog and all the spiders, which again freaked me to death. Forbidden Forest freaks the hell out of me. If I was at Hogwarts, I would go nowhere near it. But also Harry Potter wise, I could have also mentioned the Shrieking Shack. Because again, in Prisoner of Azkaban, that does freak me out a little bit. So yeah, Harry Potter, I've got a few freaky places, but I don't think I'll go through them all because I may be here for a while. But yeah, that's this week's Top 5 Wednesday. I may not be here much next week, aka the Halloween week, just because that's when I'm off to London with my boyfriend for my birthday. We're off to the Harry Potter studios, so I may come back with a few gifts. Off to see The Lion King and do a few other bits and bobs. So there may be that week where I'm a bit absent just because I'm too busy to do anything. But yeah, if you want to contact me when I'm away or you just want to follow me, there's my Twitter, Tumblr, Goodreads and Instagram. Bye!